Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my, what am I doing now? Speaking skills, that's right. The next in my speaking skills series. Today we're going to be finishing up our unit on telling a story, an anecdote, and we're going to try to add a new skill to that today as well. We're going to be working on what to do when you run into someone, a little bit of small talk. So if we put the two together, I think you've got a perfect little package. You can use incidental language and your anecdote together to sound natural and to talk about, catch up with people, talk about things, catch up with people, or break the ice. So a little bit more about that in just a moment. First, oh, we're looking at the wrong thing, sorry. There we go. First, a little bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means please turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the background nice and quiet in the classroom, I meant to say. Also, tune in to the new words you're learning, use them actively so that I can correct you and give you feedback. Last, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. And that is all you need to know about me. Now I'd like to know something about you. So let's say hello to, we've got Juanma, is that right? Hello, Juanma.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm very good. Have you been here before? I can't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Well,
once.
maybe once, a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Ah, okay. Very good. And where are you from again?
I'm from Spain,
Whereabouts?
from a city called Alicante. Is on the
Alicante.
yeah.
Okay,
You
very
know
good.
Alicante?
I know the name.
It is located in the southeast of
In
the
the,
country.
in the southeast. Ah, okay. Very good. Nice to have you back, Juanma. Let's
Thank
say
you.
hello to also to Dario. Hello, Dario. How are you?
Hello, John. Hello, John. How are you? Fine,
I'm all
thanks.
right.
And you?
And where are you from, Dario? Let me guess. Italy.
I Italy, Italy. Yes, yes.
Just a
It's
guess.
right. Yes.
And where in Italy?
Italy, I'm living in Turin, but I was born in Sicily. Huh?
You're born in Sicily. Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
And what are you doing? Are you working? Are you studying?
I'm working. I'm working. Yes.
As what?
As an automation engineer.
As an automation engineer. What does that
Yes,
mean?
yes.
I don't know what that is.
I develop automation control system for ships.
Ooh,
To the
okay.
propulsion of the ships. Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah, here's something I don't know anything about. So,
Uh,
so
when
you've got a big,
in,
you've got the Costa Concordia, right? And what do you do
for
with it?
example, yes, yes, the control room in the Concordia or the devices that control the diesel engine and other devices for the ships, I develop it.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, very good, very good.
Okay.
Um, it's okay,
Fortunately, not for the Concordia.
right. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Um, all right. What I'm going to do here is get our material on the screen for you. Let's
Okay.
see if I can share my screen. 1 second. There we go. It's still loading. And now this is a class that was part of a series, and I don't think either of you were in the other classes. So we're going to kind of start from not the beginning, but we're going to well, we might repeat some things that we've done in the past because you weren't here. And if you want to open the document yourself, I will open the sharing as well. Let me give you the link. 1 second. Let's see if I can. 1 second here. There we go. Okay, and so you'll see the link first. I'm going to put it there in the internal chat and there in the regular Mingle chat room. Okay, so if you want to download this or open it, you can. Actually, don't download it because I'm going to be updating it as we go through. Okay, so when you see speaking skills, you know you're in the right place. You've got my contact on page 2. Table of contents. Let's update the table of contents right now. And you'll see that we're actually on class 5. And we're going to start with a little, it's kind of a review, but also just a good skill set here. We've been working on socializing. And the 2 skills, let's go back to the table of contents for a second. We've been working on networking and mingling. So kind of in a business situation, what you might say at a social event. One of those skills in particular was telling an anecdote. So we're going to work a little bit more on that, maybe a bit of a review. And today's class says telling an anecdote, but actually I'm going to add a new topic here. So we're going to say using incidental, incidental language. In other words, I mean small talk, but also things you might say when you run into someone that you're not expecting to see. So we'll be looking at, of course, making small talk, but also using the right expressions. Particular verbs, we're going to review how to use come and go in an idiomatic way, but also just being able to start a conversation, or what you say when you run into someone, maybe a colleague, incidental language like that. What else do I want to say? We'll get to it in a second. Let's start with a little review, actually. Rather than explain it, let's actually just go ahead and do it. So this is a review of some of the language we used in telling an anecdote. What I want you to do is take a look from 1 to 16. You've got an anecdote there. I want you to decide what verb tense should be used. You don't have to know the name of the verb tense, just the form of the words in bold. And we're going to try to tell the story back to each other in class. Now, we didn't really go over verb tense, but I think it'll be pretty much intuitive. Okay? So make your best guess. At the end, we're going to replace some of those verb tenses for the present tense to make the story a little bit more vivid. Okay? So, why don't you read through it, and we've got Johnny as well. Why don't you read through it on your own, take a minute, and when you're ready, maybe we can divide this up into 3 parts and see how it sounds. Okay? So can I give you a minute to read through it? Sound okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, great. So Adi, just read through that anecdote and decide which verb tenses sound best. Okay, another 20 seconds, everyone.
May I?
Well, let's see if everyone's ready. Okay, did everyone have a chance to read through it? We all ready?
Ready.
That's one. Dario, Adi, do you have a chance?
Not ready, but I try. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Let's see if we. Okay, great. Let's see if we can divide this up into 4 parts. So 4 fours are 16. So we'll do the first 4. Who wants to go first?
I try.
I try. Okay.
Adi, you want to try? Okay. By the way, this is an anecdote I think from last week. You might recognize it. Okay. Okay. So we'll go to Adi, and then we'll go to Dario, and then maybe Johnny, and then Juanma to finish. Let's give it a try. Go ahead, Adi.
Okay. I'll never forget the time when Martin and I pick up the wrong suit for a wedding. Is that like that?
Did you change it?
Pick it up? No? Pick it up.
Is that the past or the present?
Is it the past?
Ah, so picked.
Okay.
Picked.
Pick up.
But I gotta hear that.
Okay. I try. Picked up. Okay. Was back in 2003. Fiona and Duncan got married.
Very good. Let me just put the answers there next to it. Okay, good.
Okay. We hired our suits from an outfitters in the town near the venue.
Okay, and the last one?
So at about 12 o'clock, we drove off. No?
Say again?
Drove off or
Drove,
drive. Yeah,
drove off? Was that it?
yeah.
Okay.
I-
I'm gonna put the answers here in blue so they're easier to read. Now, Adi, one more time from the beginning, but really smoothly this time.
Let me try.
Because now you're telling a story. So say it like you're telling a story.
Okay. I'll never forget the time when Martin and
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa,
picked
whoa,
up.
whoa, 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 whoa. What's this? What's this word?
Forget.
Ah,
Sorry.
exactly.
I'll never forget the time when Martin and I picked up
Picked.
the wrong picked. Okay. I'll never forget the time when Martin and I.
Forget.
I'll never forget. I should wear the glasses. I'll never forget the time when Martin and I picked up the wrong suits for a wedding. It was back 2003, and Fiona and Duncan got married. We hired our suits from an outfitters in the town near the venue. So at about 12 o'clock, we drove off to collect them.
Okay, very good. So the past tense works in all of these sentences, actually. Okay, Dario, keep going.
Okay. The 5 sentences for me is strange. I try.
You
when
try.
when we will get back to the hotel, one of our friends suggests trying them on.
Mm-hmm. What was the change you made?
The first will
You don't have to
get
write. You
back.
don't have to write. It's not necessary. I'll do it. You don't have to write.
No, is
No, 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 no,
wrong.
no. No,
Ah,
you should.
okay.
No, it's
Mhm.
not wrong. But just you don't have to do any writing for now. Okay? I'll do the writing. You just say the answer.
Ah, okay, okay.
Okay?
When we will get back to the hotel, one of our friends suggests trying them on.
What do we think, class? Do we use the future here?
Yes,
No,
future.
class. Everyone, class. What do you think? Do you agree?
I don't think so.
I don't agree. I don't think
Why
so.
not?
I think then probably we can use the normal phone when we get back to the hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Why do
Okay.
you,
At the
so
present.
yeah. Why would the future be wrong here? Let's make sure that's clear. Did
Because
we?
there is
Yeah.
because there is when.
Because no one knows that one of the friends will suggest to trying them. No.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Adi. What were you saying in the beginning?
But
Because
the suggest.
One second. Go
Okay.
ahead, Adi. What were you saying?
because there is when. So
Because
it,
there is when. Yeah, that's a time reference, and also, look, 2003. Look up here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So we know it's got to be the past because we're talking about it was back in 2003 when Duncan and Fiona got married. So it's all in the past from that sentence on. We know even before. I'll never forget the time. These are past time references. Okay? And so Dario, it's one anecdote, therefore it's definitely going to be using the past the whole way through. Now, you can use other tenses. Sometimes it'll be appropriate. You can, but probably not the future, unless you see a good reason. But I don't think so. So let's start with. It was about 12 o'clock. So it was. Oh, I can't speak today. It was about 12 o'clock, and we. No, sorry. When we got back, what happened?
When we got back to the hotel, one of our friends suggested
Good.
trying them on.
Okay, so we can definitely use. Sorry, we can definitely use the simple past for sure. Okay?
Okay, okay.
And we'll see what else we can use in just a minute. Let's start with that. Okay, keep going.
Okay. We watched the rugby on TV and forgot all about the suits.
The suits.
The suits. Okay.
Very good. That's it. Okay, so again, the past is fine. Keep going.
Okay. Sorry, I'm reading.
Okay, so now we're on number 7.
Okay, in the past too. Anyway, we went to our rooms and believe it or not, the trousers were way too short.
Okay. And last one, number 8.
The last one, we went downstairs wearing the trousers and everyone burst. The past of burst, I don't know.
Past the burst is, class?
the same one.
The same. Good.
Okay, okay. Burst out laughing.
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 There you go. Okay. Now, guess what, Dario?
Sorry?
Guess what, Dario? You say what? Guess what? What?
What?
Just say, Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You can use the simple past, but you can also use some other verb tenses. Let's look at number 6 again. And I want you to tell me if you could use a different verb tense in number 6. Instead of yeah, a different verb tense. The past is okay, but you have another choice here.
The past is okay. Ooh.
So think about
We are
what was
watching.
happening. We are or we were?
We were watching.
Right.
The rugby, no? Okay.
Yes.
We were watching the rugby on TV and forgot. Forgot is right. Forgot all about the sweets.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Because when did you forget? Before or after rugby?
Sorry?
When
During.
did you forget?
Uh-huh.
So we were watching rugby and we forgot. So did you forget? You said during the rugby game you forgot?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
When did you forget?
During the rugby match.
Okay.
In the past.
In the past. So let's see if we can get another opinion from the class. Instead of forgot, which is the general past, class, is there another past we could use?
Have forgotten.
Forgetting.
Are you saying have or had?
Had.
Had forgotten. Right.
Had. Okay.
Had forgotten.
Okay. I understand. Okay.
So if we say forgot, in both cases the past is okay. I mean, it's not really wrong. But it would sound a lot better to say we were watching the rugby match on TV and had forgotten all about the suits. Because it's the past before something else. The past relative to another past. So when it comes before, we make it past perfect. Had forgotten. Just like in Italian. It's the same thing. It's the same form.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, Dario, take it from the very beginning now. I want to hear the whole anecdote like you're telling your best friend. Okay?
Excuse me? Can you repeat, please? I don't.
Say the whole anecdote from the beginning.
Okay. When
from
we
the beginning. From the beginning.
Hey, for the one.
I'll never forget the time.
I never forget the time when Martin and I picked up the wrong suits for a wedding.
Suits.
Sorry. Suits. Okay. It was back in 2003 and Fiona and Duncan got married. We hired our suits from an outfitters in the town near the venue. So, at about 12 o'clock, we drove off to collect them. When we got back to the hotel, one of our friends suggested trying them on. We were watching the rugby match on TV and had forgotten all about the suits. Anyway, we went to our rooms and believe it or not, the trousers were way too short. We went downstairs wearing the trousers and everyone burst out laughing.
Laughing. There you go. Very good. Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Laughing.
Okay. And that's it.
Okay.
Johnny, take it away.
Okay. We got in the car and raced back to the shop.
Race, race, or race?
Raced, raced,
Raced.
Right.
raced.
That's it. That's it. Okay, keep
Uh,
going.
yeah. Luckily, um, it 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 have it this one is hard. It haven't had clothes yet.
Try again.
And okay,
Much simpler.
uh,
Much simpler. Keep it simple.
it it didn't have clothes. No,
Mm,
it
simpler than that.
it hasn't closed. This one.
It's
It
the
hasn't
past.
closed yet.
It's
It
the
hasn't
past.
closed yet.
It's the
Past. Okay.
past.
It. This one.
Not hasn't in the present. What's the past of hasn't?
Haven't.
No, the past.
The past. Hadn't.
Very
Hadn't
good.
closed yet.
There you go.
Finally. And we could change the suit, so it turned out all right in the end.
And
We could.
we
We
could.
could change the suit,
And we could. Okay.
so it turned
Ah,
out
okay. Turned.
all right in the end. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
It was way back when I was 21 and I rented a room in an old lady's house. Or maybe rent.
Right.
I think that the past tense for rent is it rent as well.
No, it's rented. You were
Or
right the
rented.
first time.
Rented. So being polite, I chatted to the other lodgers sometimes, including an old man.
Very good. Now the last four is Juanma.
Okay.
We're going to go back. There's a few of these that we can change. Okay, but let's finish the anecdotes first. Okay, Juanma?
Yes. One night, when I got ready for bed, this man knocked on my door. He was drunk and wanted to come in.
Oh no. What kind of story is this? I don't like the way this story is beginning. What do you think? Scary. It's scary, right, Juanma?
Oh yeah, he was really scared.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So I sent him away, locked the door, and went to bed.
Locked the door.
Locked the door and went to bed.
Okay, very good. Okay, keep going.
Anyway, during the night, I woke up and heard a knock at the door. Then somebody tried to open it.
Okay, very good.
The next day, I moved out. I didn't stay there a moment longer.
I didn't stay. Very good. Okay, so the past works in all of these, but I'm going to give you both a chance to say the anecdote and also make a few changes. Let me change the view here so we can see it all on one page. There we go. Okay, there are a few changes we can make. Actually, as you can see, there's two anecdotes, and I put them together into one by mistake. So let's fix that first. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's separate these anecdotes first. Okay. Oh, I should say two. It's not going to behave. Okay. I don't know why it's not behaving. Oh, maybe if I get rid of it and then add it back again. There we go. Okay, so now you've got two, you can see the two stories. story 2, and story 1. Okay, take a look through here because there's a few changes we can make. Before I ask you specifically, can you see right now where the changes could be in either story? Before I ask you about specific lines. Does anyone see any changes right now? No?
Yes, I see it, story 1 and story 2.
Sorry, teacher, can you repeat, please?
Before I ask you about specific lines, do you see any particular line that could change? So we already changed line 6 to were watching and had forgotten. Do you see any other changes that we could make?
Okay, okay.
Adi, do you see one? Okay, if you don't, I want you to start with line 2. Look at line 2 for a minute, everyone. Besides got married, what else could we say? It was back in 2003, and Fiona and Duncan got married. Well, got married is a specific point in time, like got married yesterday, or it's a general past. They got married sometime in the past. Okay?
Okay.
But we're talking about during 2003. Actually, if you look at the whole story, it's during 2003. So that means we could use a different verb tense.
Okay, getting married.
Exactly. So read the sentence back to me, please.
It was back in 2003, and Fiona and Duncan getting married.
You're missing a verb. You're right about getting. You're missing a verb.
Had getting married.
Were.
Nope.
Are
Were getting married.
Where? Sorry, yeah.
That's it. Okay. So that's one change that we could make. Okay, very good. So we're going to change that to 2. I think I saw another one. Let's see. Yeah, look at line 13. Oh, line 13 is actually line 11, 12. Line 2 in story 2.
Yes.
Line 2 in story 2. One night when I got ready for bed, this man knocked on my door. He was drunk and wanted to come in. I don't know what kind of story this is, but anyway, we can change the verb tense.
When I was getting.
Excellent. When I was getting ready for bed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the rest of it is okay. It's the way it is. Okay. And I think maybe that's it.
Yes.
I think that's it. No, there's one more. Hold on, wait. There's one more. Let's look at line 1 again. Being polite, I chatted to the other lodgers sometimes, including an older man. Chatted. Besides chatted, what could we say here? This is not something that happens just one time. Because it's a repeated action, we can change chatted to a different verb tense. It wasn't just one night that he chatted. It was probably many nights.
Used to chat. Used to.
Okay, good. Yeah. You can definitely say used to chat. That's one way you can change it. And there's another way too. What's the other way that means the same?
I was chatting.
No, that would be during. That would be during a moment. I don't want to say during. I want to say a repeated action many times in the past. Used to chat is one form, and there's another one. Do you know what it is? There's your hint. That would be the present. You want the past.
Was.
Not was.
Well.
Would.
Oh yeah.
Would.
I would chat to the other lodgers. That is a repeated action in the past. It's not just a conditional, it's also a repeated action. It's both. Okay? So let's start with Johnny. Let's hear the anecdote number one from the beginning with the new verb tenses, like you're talking to your best friend.
Okay. I will never forget the time when Martin and I picked up the wrong suit for a wedding.
I want to hear the picked up, and I want to hear
Picked,
I'll. Those
okay,
two.
picked up. Okay. So I will never forget the
I'll.
time
I'll.
I
I'll.
uh, I'll. Oh,
Good. Not I
okay.
will, but I'll.
I'll. I'll never forget the time when Martin and I picked up the wrong suit for a wedding.
Yeah? Keep going.
It was back in 2003, and Fiona and Duncan were getting married. We hired our suits from an outfitters in the town near the venue. So at about 12 o'clock, we drove off to collect them. When we got back to the hotel, one of our friends suggested trying them on. We were watching the rugby match on TV and had forgotten all about the suit. Anyway, we went to our rooms, and believe it or not, the trousers were way too short. We went downstairs wearing the trousers, and everyone burst out laughing. We got in the car and raced back to the shop. Luckily, it hadn't closed yet, and we could change the suit, so it turned out all right in the end.
That's it. Actually, this number 11 should be the next story. Let me move it down. I made a mistake.
Okay.
Johnny, where are you located in the world? Are you in Hong Kong?
New Zealand,
Where are you from originally?
China,
Whereabouts?
Hong Kong, Macau, like
Yeah.
Asia. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying where in China? From Hong Kong?
Guangzhou, Guangzhou,
What is that near? Is that mainland China? I don't know. I've never been to China.
southern part of China,
Ah,
like
okay.
not very far from Hong Kong because I know Hong Kong and Macau may be quite popular than the other city.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were from Hong Kong because you have a slightly British accent.
really.
Slightly, just a little bit.
Okay.
But
Okay.
very
Because
good, very good.
my girlfriend she's from Hong Kong, then maybe I have the accents the same as her.
Yeah, but it's very good. It sounds good. Very
Oh,
good,
thank
very
you.
good. Okay, so the only thing you're missing is just those, it's just those little details like I'll, I'll.
I'll,
Yeah, but
I'll,
it's even stronger. I'll, l. I want to hear the
I'll,
l. That's it.
I'll,
And the,
I'll.
and the ending of the past
I'll.
tense, like picked up and raced back. Picked up, raced
Up,
back.
race back, pick,
Raced, raced.
raced,
That's,
raced back.
yeah, that's it, that's it. So you just be careful about dropping the endings of the word, of the words. Other than
Yeah,
that, sounds perfect. All
yeah.
right.
I think it's very hard for the Asian to just like pronounce the ed form of the word.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Yeah, yeah, but anyway, if you're aware of it, it'll start to become natural pretty quickly.
Okay,
So I just want to
okay.
point out everything else sounded great. Juanma, I want you to take story number 2 from 1 to 6. Imagine you're telling this to your best friend.
Okay. It was way back when I was 21 and I rented a room in a old lady's house. Being polite, I used to chat to the other lodgers sometimes, including an older man.
Not logger, but lodgers.
Lodgers.
Lodgers are people who lodge, people who live temporarily in a space. Lodger, renter, lodger. By the way, we said rented, but now that I'm looking at this again, it could be, remember, the renting happened during this time, right? Juanma?
I was
It happened during, yeah, that's it. I was I was renting. Yeah, it sounds maybe even a little bit better than rented. All right. So from the beginning,
okay. It was way back when I was 21, and I was renting a room in an old lady's house. Being polite, I used to chat to the other
lodgers,
lodgers, sorry, lodgers sometimes, including an older man. One night, when I was getting ready for bed, this man knocked knocked on my door. He was drunk and wanted to come in, so I sent him away, locked the door,
locked.
locked the door, and went to bed. Anyway, during the night, woke up and heard a knock at the door. Then somebody tried to open it. The next day, I moved out. I didn't stay there a moment longer.
There you go. Okay, sounds very good. Okay, at the very bottom you see, now try using the present tense. In some of these sentences, the present tense would be a really good choice because it would make the story more vivid. In other languages, you can do the same, so it might not sound strange to you at all. Look at these two anecdotes, and maybe we can go back now to Dario and to Adi. Maybe Dario, you can take story 2, and Adi, you can take story 1. And what I want you to do is figure out where the present tense could be used to make the story more vivid. So take a minute and then say the anecdote one more time, trying to use the present tense, sometimes we call this the historical present, when you look it up in a grammar book. What it means is that you change the past to the present because you're telling it as a story. That's all it really means. So does that make sense, Adi and Dario, what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all clear, but
All right.
I,
So at
I
what
try.
point, so Adi, at what point in that story could you switch to the present tense?
It's the story where
For you, you're going to do story 1.
yeah, okay. For example, I like I mm, we hire. No, I try to.
Well, don't guess. I want you to look for a clue inside of the text that tells you when is the best moment. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
When the action starts, when there's actual action going on, that's when you want to make it more vivid. When does the action start in story 1?
It was back.
The action starts back then? To me, that's
Mhm.
description.
Okay. I never forget.
Are you guessing? Or are you telling me?
I'm saying.
Don't guess.
All right.
Don't guess. When does an action begin? Actions are run, hit, uh, not was or felt or think. But it's got to be something that you can see happening.
Okay. I try.
Okay, so take a look. And Dario, you as well. You look at story 2. And in both cases, there's even a connector word that signals to you that the action is really beginning in the story.
Teacher, I think the action start at sentences 2.
At
I try.
sentence 2, why? Why at 2?
Why, being polite, I'm chatting to the other lodger sometimes.
No, I don't agree.
No,
I don't
no,
agree. No,
no.
because you're still describing the past. But when I say action, I don't mean any action. I mean the action that makes the story different. The
Mm.
action that makes the story a story. It's not about grammar, it's about human interaction. When you're telling a story to someone, there's got to be a purpose, right? And the purpose is to tell one particular event. So
Mm-hmm.
you always chat with people, Dario. You're chatting with me right now. But that's
Sorry.
very different. You always chat with people, right?
Uh-huh.
You chat with people every day. There's nothing unusual. What's the unusual action in your story?
Usual action
No,
to
no.
chat, no?
What's the unusual action? Unusual.
Unusual action. In this story,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think that a man knock on his door and he want to come in.
Yeah, I agree. That's the unusual part.
Yes, yes, it's a strange part. Yeah,
Mhm. I agree.
and
So
I.
there you can use the present because it makes the action more vivid. So that's a good place to do it. You could do it.
Mhm.
You could do it in line 3.
In line 3.
Yeah.
One night I'm getting ready for bed.
Mm-hmm.
This man knocks on my door and he is drunk and he wants to come in.
Perfect. And listen to how it sounds with the whole story. Right? Listen to this. It was way back when I was 21 and I rented in a room in an old lady's house. Now, being polite, I would chat to the other lodgers sometimes, including an older man. But one night, I'm getting ready for bed. This man knocks on my door. He's drunk and he wants to come in. So I send him away. I lock the door and I go to bed. Anyway, during the night, I wake up and hear a knock at my door again. I can't believe it. Someone's trying to get in. Well, the next day I move out. I don't stay there a single moment longer. Boom, there's your anecdote.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Using the present tense. Do you agree with me?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
The sense of the history is the same, but is more the vivid.
It's
Okay.
more vivid. It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Adi, let's try yours one more time. So, Adi, based on what you just heard, where is the unusual action in your story, Adi?
Um, the trousers are way too short.
The trousers are way too short. Why so late in the story, though? You're absolutely right. That's like the main point. You're absolutely right.
Mm.
But is that where the action begins? To me, that's like the result of the action. They discover this. But what do they actually do that puts this action into motion?
Okay. Let me see which trouser. Get back? No.
Well, Adi, you're just
We have
guessing.
not.
You're just guessing randomly. Don't guess. If you're not sure, no problem. I'll help you out. So, is it obvious where the action begins, or is it not clear?
Mm. It's not clear.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Here's what I would say. When you see so, like this,
Hmm.
we probably wouldn't use that unless it had some particular purpose. And in both stories, it seems to introduce something a little bit different. Okay? Now,
Okay.
in Dario's story, I agree with Dario that you could start the present tense in the sentence before because one night, okay, we know something's going on there. One night, something was different. But the so is a big clue. We wouldn't use a connector unless we wanted to communicate something new. We wouldn't do it. We would just keep on describing. All right?
Okay.
So, in your story, around the so is probably a good place to switch to the present. So
Mm,
let's try it, Adi. Start from the beginning and switch to the present on line 4, and let's see how it sounds.
okay. I'll never forget the time when Martin and I picked the wrong suits for the wedding. It was back in 2003, and Fiona and Duncan were getting married. We hired our suits from an outfitters in the town near the venue. So at about 12 o'clock, we drove off to collect them. When we got back to the hotel, one of our friends suggested trying them on.
Suggests.
Suggests. One
Suggests.
hour. Suggests.
With a you have to have the two S's. Suggest and then another S. Suggests. One of our friends suggests. Third person present.
Okay. When we got back to the hotel,
When
one
we
of our
get
friends.
back, we switch to the present. When we get back,
Oh, okay. So it's all the story we change.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. When we get back to the hotel, one of our friends suggests trying them on. We watch we
We
watch a
we
rugby match.
we are
We were
watching.
watching we are watching the rugby match on TV and forget them all.
Oh, no, 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 no. Now you're guessing again. Wait a second. We have to change
Have
were watching.
forgot.
We have to change were watching,
Have.
had forgotten to the present. So
Okay.
we're watching. So we're watching the rugby match, and what's the present of had forgotten?
Have forget.
Have,
Forget.
no. Have
Forgotten.
forgotten. Yeah.
Mm,
So
good.
had becomes have. We're
Yes.
watching the rugby match on TV, and we have forgotten all about the suits. Okay, take it from line 6 again.
We we are watching the rugby match on TV and we have forgotten all about the suits. Anyway, we went.
No,
No, we go. Let me see. We
yeah,
go
we
to
go.
our rooms,
Good,
believe it or not, the trousers are way too short.
good. Keep going.
We go downstairs wearing the trouser, and everyone bursts out laughing.
Bursts.
Bursts out laughing.
Bursts.
Okay, wait. Bursts bursts out laughing.
I'm not hearing the S, but anyway, keep going. It's actually two S's. Burst and then another S. Bursts. Bursts.
Bursts.
Better.
We get in the car and race back to the shop. Luckily, it 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 haven't
No, third person.
it hasn't
Good.
it hasn't closed yet, and we can change the suits, and so it's turned out all right in the end.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So basically, from line 4 to line 10, you just use the present, and it sounds pretty good. Uh, okay, we've got maybe just 2 minutes here. If you have an anecdote of your own, I want you to tell it using the same verb tenses. Earlier, in the other classes, we put some key phrases there where underneath where it says links, skills, how to tell an anecdote. We've got some openers, a context sentence or two, how to introduce the action, and here maybe we could just add the word so, because both stories seem to use so at the point where the action began. So we can add that here too. You might add some expressions for how you felt, emphasis, and then some closers. We have time to hear one anecdote before we run out of time. And
Actually, yes, I have a question.
yeah, go for
So,
it.
is it okay to use the simple tense to describe a story to others? Because most of the times I will use the past tense to just say something to maybe my friends or colleagues.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's no problem. But if you want to sound like a native speaker, using the present tense in this way will be much more natural. So people will react differently to you. It's just that. They'll react to your story better if you can liven it up with the present tense. So it's not wrong. It'll just sound better.
Okay.
Actually, we're going to have to stop. I'm looking at the clock now. So look, here's what I suggest. I want you to try an anecdote of your own and send it to me to give you feedback. You can send it to me as a recording, or you can write it. Either way. It should be pretty short, though. You're going to choose key phrases from the skills section on the document. You're going to use the verb tenses like you saw in Story 1 and Story 2, and you can send it to me through the Verbling message system. Okay? If you want to record it, put it in Google Drive, just drag and drop it into your Google Drive and send me the link, or you can write it directly in the chat window in the Verbling message system, and I'll correct it and send it back to you. Okay? So that will be a good solution because we don't really have time to do the speaking right now. We're probably going to have one more class in this unit about telling an anecdote, and there I'll introduce the incidental language we talked about earlier. We don't quite have time to do it now. All right, I'll be back in just a minute to start a business class. We're doing our very last class in the unit on business communication. So come back in a minute if you'd like to take part in that. We're going to be problem solving in a meeting for a communication problem in a company. Bye for now, everyone. Very good job. See you
Thank you
soon.
for your lesson.
Have a good Christmas.
Merry
Bye,
Christmas.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.